I think we are live. Hello, everyone. This is John. That was quite the adventure the past 15 minutes. Actually, more than that. Closer to like 2025. Well, welcome to Lichess Plays. Let's get this started right off the bat because we're starting a few minutes late. And who's up first here? Miperralaica. Good luck to you. 1725. I'm just confirming that we're live on both Twitch and YouTube. I think we're good to go. All right, let's do this. Okay, I'm very happy about that. Yeah, I ran into a completely unexpected tech issue right before I went live. So I'm preparing to move. I'm moving tomorrow, actually. And I don't think I did anything to my computer. I have not touched it whatsoever, but it wouldn't boot up. It just wouldn't boot up. And that was rather alarming because I was even trying it like 10 minutes before the stream and just getting nowhere. My monitors were on, but I was getting nowhere. I couldn't actually get to Windows. So I had to do an entire boot, turn off the power to everything, turn it back on. That's about the extent of my technical knowledge. And fortunately, it worked. I was honestly thinking I might have to cancel. But fortunately, it worked. What's up, Lopare? Yeah, greetings to everyone on both Twitch and YouTube. Jason says, dust out your computer if you haven't in a while. Good point. I'm going to do that since I'm moving tomorrow. So in the process of doing that, I think that's great advice. I was getting this thing where the monitor was turning on, but I could only see my cursor and like a dark screen. That's all I could see. I could move the cursor around, couldn't do anything else, couldn't interact with the operating system in any way. So I don't know if anyone's experienced that, but turning off the power to my CPU and all the externals and stuff did help. So I think actually turning off the power entirely and rebooting it was the thing that fixed it because I was trying to restart it and that didn't get anywhere. Hello, Edward. Greetings to you on YouTube. Hello, William, as well. Thanks for tuning in. I like this position. I've got the nice dark square bishop here working. What's up, John Carter? Am I moving within the same city or a different city? Yeah, very close by. Yep. Just about 20 minutes away. Turning off and on again fixes everything. Yes, thankfully, nature. That's right. What's up, Alpha Red? Harry Chess? Good to see you guys. Okay, can I get this knight to move so I can land the knight e2 shot? I already like my position. White's pretty passive here. Although my opponent's playing reasonably. But I want to chase this knight away. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of challenges. Over 50. Thank you, Basid. This is my moving shirt. Been packing boxes. All right. Could go here, but then take here. I think I'm going to take and damage the pawns. That seems like the play here. This is a little bit weak, too. I wonder if I can somehow exploit that. Let's just play queen b6 for now. Maybe queen d4, which would attack both this and this. Okay, so that's going to lose a pawn at least. Probably 2 pawns, because I'm going to take here. And then I'm going after the c4 pawn here after. Maybe bishop a3. Kind of a weird square, but I want to control c1 so I can cleanly win this. Don't forget to pack that little Christmas tree. Good point. I have not packed that yet. It's actually in my closet. It'll be one of the last things I take. You have a great memory. Okay, h4 would have won the pawn there. That was probably a little stronger. I can still do it, though. Oh, what was that? Was that a pre-move? Oh, Mipera thought I was going to play rook c1. That must have been the thing. I think my opponent thought rook c1 was coming, which is an assumption you probably don't want to make here because I have a lot of moves, and it's not clear that rook c1 is the best move. I can't think of any other explanation for the immediate, probably pre-moved rook c1. All right, thanks for the game. Yeah, the setup you chose is a little bit passive. I don't really like voluntarily retreating the knight to b3. I went for a dragon-type setup against that. Yeah, bishop d2, also a little bit passive. You can be a bit more bold there. Maybe f3, bishop e3, that would be a bit more standard. Otherwise, I think you played pretty solid. It's just the position is kind of nice for black. I think you're just playing a little too timidly here with your pieces on the second and third ranks. Thank you, on croissant, for the prime. Subbing to the Lichess channel on Twitch. All right, let's keep going here. Of course, we're going to give you guys the full 2 hours because I was like 8 minutes late or something, so no worries. Caius M. Let's play Caro here. Can't you just buy another tree next time? I could. I could indeed do that, but this is a very special artificial tree. Okay, we'll go knight c6. So I'm angling for an improved French defense here. I don't think c3 is necessarily the best move. Hello, Bakuz. Yeah, thanks to Lichess for making this happen, as always. Thank you to the mods. Lopare, No Joke Chess. A lot of stuff going on in the chess world these days, guys. We actually took a couple weeks break from Lichess plays, at least for me. Is my queen going to get trapped? There. Nah, I think it's fine. I think I always have this square if needed. But yeah, we took a couple weeks break. The Fisher Random qualifier was going on, and Eric Rosen had the call for that. That was pretty fun. I tuned in for a little bit of that coverage. As far as I understand, it was Nordirbek Abusatarov who ended up winning the slot and is going to Iceland. Actually, that might have been from the other qualifier. Were there two? Well, I'm just fixing my camera ever so slightly here. The one that I tuned into was it had Hikaru, Andrei Asipenko, Gatakomsky, and one other player in the mix who I can't recall. Does Lichess have an official statement on the drama? You'd have to ask Lichess. I'm pretty sure they've taken a neutral stance. They're not really into the drama. Lichess just does its own thing, serves the chess community. Just thinking how I want to handle this move. This is interesting. I'm a little underdeveloped here, which is the only concerning thing. I think I should maybe take once. Nah, let's play a5. I'm going to go a5. Lopare says in the chat, quote, "We're not going anywhere. Free chess for everyone forever." I think they did put out a tweet to that effect. So that about covers it, huh? Hikaru and Norderbeck qualified. Aha, got it. Okay, so those two players are going to Iceland. Thank you, Harukano, for the clarification. What's up, Zachary on YouTube? Flicker Alex asks, am I planning to play any upcoming tournaments / leagues? No, nothing on the horizon. I've been remiss in playing any tournaments for a while. But I'm sure it'll happen at some point. On the Fabi Rosen Stafford drama, I don't know, but it's rocking the chess world, and we need answers, says Sobels. Yes, the all-important Fabi Eric ongoing drama. I'm not sure I like this position. It's kind of a funky position. I have the two bishops, but White's got some pawns that are a little concerning, especially this pawn. I am covering c6. I guess if this knight moves, I can take here. So maybe I'm still doing well. I can't play bishop d3, as tempting as that is, because I would blunder a piece. What to do next, though? Maybe rook c8 in preparation for this. That seems pretty reasonable. Could also go queen d7, but I kind of like the pressure here. I think a tough position for both sides to play. The longer I look at it, the more I do like my position, especially now that White lost that pawn. Hello, Blitzkrieg. How am I doing? I'm doing well. Yes, I'm just glad. I honestly thought I'd have to cancel today because it got to be about 1:35 my time. It was like 5 past when I usually go live. I was messaging No Joke Chess on Twitter saying, hey, I can't boot my computer up. I'm going to be late. I'm trying everything. And I didn't think I'd be able to get live. But it worked out, and I'm here. So I'm happy. Happy to hang with you guys. Okay, let's go F6. Yeah, I can't play bishop d3. Let's go here. I'm going to guard against knight e6 now. Now this is almost a threat. I guess white could go knight e2, but I'll stick it here now. I think bishop e4 is kind of annoying. Try to make white regret not having traded that bishop. Yeah, Fate wants Lichess plays. That's correct. G5 maybe. All right, it's heating up. Mostly on the clock at this point. I think we're still doing really well here. But Caius is fighting hard. Credit to them. Take. I'm on the queen. And rook f3 looks pretty good. Let's go with that. Take here. Yeah, I think I'm going to win on the clock. It's not the cleanest win. Oh, I actually won on the board. Yeah, time scramble at the end. Thank you, Caius, for the game. So this c5 move, I think, is best dealt with takes. You can look at the Masters database and see how they handle this line. It is pretty popular. It used to be a less known weapon, I'd say, maybe 15, 20 years ago. But now a lot of people do know that black can try this pawn two-step to try to angle into a French where the whoa. I clicked on some crazy Chrome page. What's new in DevTools? Sorry about that. Sorry if I blinded you. Anyways, yeah, so that was it's a known idea playing like c6, c5. Oh, that's funny. I'm like watching the stream on the delay too, and I can see what it says. Step-by-step replay in the recorder. Sorry to blind you guys with that unexpected light mode. What about here? Could you have played a5? No, a5 queen takes. I guess my queen's not getting trapped. But d takes c5 is good. That's interesting. Because if takes, there's bishop e3, and that is how my queen could experience problems. So I would have had to like drop back here. Okay. But yeah, definitely look into d takes c5. That is the critical test of this line. Capturing here. John has 30 tabs open about coffee. All right, thank you for the game. Appreciate it, Caius. On to the next one. John stunt double. Good luck to you. You deserve an E4. Let's say GL. I don't know what I clicked for that to come up. Something with Google Chrome. Hey, John, why is your name Fins on the Lichess account? Are you there, stunt double? Guess not. We're going to have to move on here. My name is Fins on for my username because of the Jimmy Buffett song called Fins. Let's play E4 again. Good luck, Capril. No joke. That's the reason why. I was listening to that song when I made the account. All right, let's go for a Meraxi. This seems to be the reason why the top players like don't play the Con as much. But for us mortals, I don't think it's like a serious concern. This leads to very interesting games. Hello, Ricardo. All right, bishop e2. We're going to castle. Let's go rook c1. This is all standard stuff. Black knows the setup. Usually they play rook c8 here. Okay, let's go b4. Hello, Aryan. Good to see you in the chat. John, what do you think is a good response to bishop g5 in the advanced Caro? Bishop g5 in which position? Like right after bishop f5? I don't think I've ever seen that. Okay, now this is an interesting idea. It's often a prelude to this plan. I don't know that black's going to have time for that plan here, but let's see how this develops. But look for black to play rook g8. There black goes. Okay, so I am going to play... I'm going to play this to start. Now, I do think this is one of the best plans at white's disposal here to try to add the a-pawn into the mix. It's kind of nice to have the pressure here, too. If g5, I do actually wonder if I can just take. Can I just take that? A favorite question of mine. Because if knight takes e4, I take with the knight, and I'm defending g5. So that should be okay. But yeah, this is quite a typical plan. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel, my personal YouTube channel, where I talk about the various plans in the hedgehog, which is the formation that black's playing. And I go over a game where I faced this from the black side, and it didn't turn out so well for me. Okay, so here, that does hit c4, but the thing is, knight takes c4 may not be a threat. So let me just think how I want to handle this. I might go ahead and play a4 anyways. I could also play knight a4. Let's go knight a4. I think that's a little more to the point here. It also helps defend this. How's the move going, John? It's actually going really well. Yeah. You guys know how stressful moving is, so I prep for it a fair ways in advance. All right, c5. Take, 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 take. Is that better for me? I kind of want to hold off on it, to be honest. I could also maybe go there and try to attack. Let's actually play f4. I'm going to try to force black back here. So assuming knight g6, do I play c5 then? This is loose. But black really doesn't have time to take it is the thing. But I think I'm going to go bishop f3, maybe knight h4. I'm not sure, actually. We'll see. Maybe I play f5 even. Capral's using a lot of time. I'm just looking at the consequence of all these trades. I think I should actually punch through the queen side here. So let's do it. Why was knight c4 not a threat? Well, back here, if black plays this, sometimes it can run into knight d5 ideas. Although with the loose knight here, I think that was probably a threat. Okay, Capral's got to hurry up. Less than 30 seconds here, and this is going to get sharp. Probably we're just going to have a mass trade on c5. So if I were black, I'd play that quickly. Ooh, goes d5. Okay. Interesting. Now, I could do this. That's the first move that comes to mind for me here. I could also play e5 or knight b6. Looks pretty interesting. Let's go knight b6. I want to try to confuse my opponent in their time pressure. Take. Okay. Now this is not threatened. So maybe here. Maybe increase the pressure a little bit. Poor Capral's rook on g8. It was once part of this plan, but no longer. Yeah, this should be winning now. B-pawn's too strong. Okay, thank you, Capral, for the game. So you got into the usual setup, but just time management. That was the thing. Now, I will say king h8, rook g8. That, in my opinion, is not like the primary plan. I'm rather fond of the so-called Samish maneuver, or the Zamish maneuver. Queen b8, bishop d8, and then queen to c7. So I kind of think like that's the way to go here. We just flip this. So black usually will do this and then relocate the bishop to c7 to support, among other things, the d5 advance. Mainly looking to play that and free the bishop down that diagonal at some point. I don't know, though. I don't think I played this necessarily the best. Let's just take a very quick look. You can easily get lost in the analysis in these positions. The engine's showing a pretty healthy edge for white here. I did play knight a4. Okay, so it wants me to slow play this a little bit. Bishop f2. Bishop g5. Can't say that crossed my mind at all. h3. Subtle position here. And honestly, this is kind of what black is hoping for sometimes, that white overpresses, because black is basically giving white an extra rank to work with. Black sits back on the 6th, 7th, and 8th ranks in this opening and gives white the first 4 ranks, whereas the 5th rank, it tends to be the battleground. But black's saying, like, I'm not going to intrude much further than the 6th rank for the most part in the opening. You can see I played c5. The computer's, like, not thrilled about that, though. So looks like this is where time pressure was really, really kicking in. But looks like if something like this isn't anything to write home about for me. Knight takes f4. That's a nice move. So if bishop takes, then bishop takes c5 with complications where black is not necessarily worse. Okay, so thanks for the game. Capital might be a good jumping off point, starting point to looking at some of the plans here. Because, yes, this is one of the plans, but I would say not the main one. I'd say go for this here. There's even the plan of pushing the h-pawn in some cases. Okay, thanks for the game. Sneebeck, you're up next. 1681. Let's play d4 in this game. Hopefully you're there. You're moving again. Didn't you move somewhat recently? Yeah, I moved about 14 months ago, 15 months ago, maybe. So it probably seems a little more recent than it actually was. I think my opponent's AFK, so let's go on here. E does. You're up next. Let's play in English in this game. Oh, hey, Capril. I see you in the chat. You've been playing Rapid recently, so your time management has been poor. Okay, no problem, no problem. Thank you nonetheless. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I did forget to knock. Yeah, I forgot to knock. And see if my last opponent was there. Okay, I'm going to try this. This might not actually be good, but let's see what happens. We're going to try to double attack these. I think black actually gets some pretty reasonable compensation sometimes with a sequence like this, because I am slightly behind in development, especially with my king. But I don't see anything major black can do, so I'm going to go for it. John, are you moving to a castle or a mansion? I'm actually moving into a house built like a knight. No castle, but house built like a knight. Just kidding. No, I'm moving to an apartment pretty much the same size as my current apartment. Alpha Red says, I think 2021 is such a forgettable year. That's why people think you moved recently. Yeah, it was funny. Danny Wrench popped in my stream maybe like a month ago. And Danny and I are friends. We've known each other for a really long time. And he's like, with my current place here, he's like, dude, did you move or something? Like, you're in a new spot. I was like, Danny, you just exposed yourself for not coming to my stream in well over a year. Like, I've been in this place since June of 2021. This is actually a pretty good move, because if I go here, black can go here. All right, so I need to maneuver a little bit. Let's do this. I'm going to prepare to double. Danny has too much work over. Yeah, he does. Especially these days, apparently. Okay, let's go here. So I'm up a pawn, but I have to be conscious about this knight coming in. It's not like a very impressive looking knight right now, but it's restricting what I can do with my knight, because if I move my knight, black can jump into b3, which is kind of annoying. So I'm trying to get around that. I'm just playing a waiting game here, restricting the opponent. King f1, guard e2. What's up, Caitlin Koala? Thank you for tuning in today. I saw the photo in Twitter where you were both like 15 and 16, and both of your goals is to become a GM. Yeah, someone tagged me in a post from a Chess Life article, which is our like national chess magazine here in the U.S. For our federation, the USCF, and it's from 2003, and it was like featuring some junior players at the time who had like reached a certain rating. And I think I was rated like 2250 or 60 or something, national rating, not FIDE rating. So I was one of the top juniors for my age at that time. And so was Danny, and Danny's a year older than me. So he was like right next to me on the page that someone tweeted. He was 16, and it listed like, what are your interests? What are your favorite subjects at school? And then what are your career aspirations? And for mine, I put, should I take this one? If I take their rook takes c4. I put career aspirations, GM and attend law school. GM and attend law school, which is kind of amazing to me because I actually really didn't seriously think about going to law school until after I graduated with my undergrad degree. I think when I wrote that in response to their request for like what your career aspirations were, like that was just something maybe I thought about once or twice, and I was like, maybe I'll put that in there. But I didn't take that seriously until I was like 22 years old, 21 years old. And anyways, Danny just put Grandmaster. He just put GM. So I tagged Danny in the tweet, and I said, hey, Danny, how are our career aspirations going? Okay, I'm just trying to defend all the pawns. I guess now black can take and go rook a8. But this is too much. Oh, that would have been another free pawn. Should have taken that one. But I think we have enough pawns now. I think we're doing all right in terms of the pawns. I guess black could go here. That was probably not the most accurate move, but... Okay, thanks for the game, E-Does. Let's just see. So this is one little tactic you do have to watch out for. Bishop takes f6 and then queen h5 specifically. Let's just see if you have compensation here. No, I guess not. Maybe it's because your bishop is actually getting blocked by the knight, because sometimes knight b4 can be annoying in these positions, like after g6, queen takes d5, going here. But that kind of looks like it hurts you in this exact position. So, yeah, don't want to put your knight on c6 here voluntarily. In fact, they usually go c5, if anything, and try to play the knight in only after having pushed the c-pawn. Thanks for the game. Some minor roadblocks later, but I think probably the damage had largely been done just due to the extra pawn here for me and your pretty weak structure. But that said, I actually like rook c8 because I didn't go here due to c5. Seems like the engine still thinks this is completely winning for white, but it looked a little more complicated in the game. So thanks for the game. I once thought you were British, says Lofty. Man, I feel like I'm supposed to take offense to that. Just kidding. That's fine. I do have a very UK-sounding name. I will say that. Oh, Blundering Noob. Yeah. Says, hi, Dad. Yeah, we got the 10-0 going. Always nice to see one of your own going out there and prospering, still continuing to play. Also a Lichess patron. Get your wings, guys. Like Lawrence Trent with hair. You guys are cool. Speaking of Lawrence, he's actually doing a chess boxing match with Amon Hambleton coming up. Did you guys see that announcement? I think it's in December in Los Angeles. Chess boxing is a thing. So I'd be curious who you guys predict for that match. Does the new place have coffee in the lobby? I think they do, but I'm not sure. You would think that I would have nailed down that detail, but I actually don't know. I'm pretty sure they told me that they did. You didn't even want to graduate from law school? Yeah, that was the other thing. Sorry, I got kind of sidetracked with that discussion. But yeah, that was the funny thing too. So I did end up going to law school and I did not finish. I only did 1 semester of law school and then I dropped out and started doing chess full time. So that was also prescient that in my response to that Chess Life question that was printed in the magazine, again, you can check out the Twitter, I just said attend law school. I didn't say graduate from law school. I didn't say become a lawyer. I just said attend law school. So that part actually turned out to be true. I guess life finds a way, as they say in Jurassic Park. All right, let's go. This bishop's kind of annoying. I kind of want to get rid of it. Let's go here. I'll keep the tension a little bit. Lawrence is a big guy. Is he? He doesn't seem huge. I mean, Amon definitely has the height advantage on him. I think almost certainly. Height and reach. Reach, most importantly. All right. I think Blundering Noob is doing all right here. I don't have a massive edge or anything to work with, so let's see what happens. How tall is Amon? It's a good question. I'm going to say Amon is like maybe like 6'1" or 6'2". Someone in the chat might know, but I think that's about right. All right, let's gain a little space. This feels like something that Leela would approve of. He said 5'5", and he wouldn't say anything further on stream. Okay. I think Amon's definitely trolling you. All right, I'm not going to take this yet, although I probably should have, because now that check's annoying. Okay, Blundering Noob is doing really well here, making things difficult for me. After I got the adoption, too. 6'1", says Ricardo. Yeah, that does sound pretty much spot on. Alexander says Amon will surely win. Hello, Alistair on YouTube, by the way. Am I John Bartholomew the first? Yes, as far as I know. As far as I know, I am. I'm really just maneuvering around here trying to find some opportunity, like knight e5, knight here, which would trap the rook, or knight g5. Okay. Got to take. Now we'll go here. Need to defend this pawn. Like I said, guys, I'm not working with a whole lot here. I think this is pretty close to equal, but I do have a big time advantage. So Blundering Noob has to speed up a little bit. Must speed up. Let's go here. I'm trying to get at this pawn in some way, but it's not easy. Because black is just so solid here. All right, I'll play d6. I think d6 is reasonable. This runs into this, so I think I can get away with it. It's very hard to dislodge that knight, though. You know? Attack the rook. Mm-hmm. I'm trying. I'm trying all my tricks here. I mean, I'm swinging my knight all the way around to b5. I'm busting out everything. I need a blunder. But the time. Good game, Blundering Noob. GG. Well played. I've taught you well, my son. I think I was maybe worse in the middle game. Let's see. I wonder if there was ever a moment where it's starting to swing in Black's favor. Either that or maybe it was just kind of equal. I think I delayed the knight takes g6 move for too long. Yeah. At the very end, the engine says basically equal. So GG, Blundering Noob. I think the way that you played the opening, this is like a semi-Tarash. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't play e4 here. Knight c3 was kind of cooperative. Yeah, this line's a little dubious for Black. I can probably even take this pawn, I guess. So not the best opening play by either of us, but especially me. Because I think you just played a line that looks reasonable, but is a little bit passive. I'm curious where I could have played this better here. Bishop d3, take. Let's say knight d7. Rook b1. Okay, this looks a little more free, doesn't it? b6, bishop f4. Yeah, maybe that light square bishop was allowed to stay on the board for too long. But very good. I think definitely the best game you played against me. So thank you, Blundering Noob. GG. El Tigro, 11:04. Let's do this. Am I married? No. I'm currently married to the game. People want to see Hans versus Magnus chess boxing. I mean, wow. That would be quite the event, wouldn't it? Hello, Shaz Serene. Thank you for tuning in. Is Eric boxing? Not to my knowledge, no. At least not in that event. I have a feeling Levy might be in some chess boxing match at some point because he's posting a lot of boxing clips on Twitter. But I don't think he's scheduled as well. I'm probably too old at this point, man. I'm 36. I've got bad knees. That's actually the main reason I wouldn't do it. I don't think my footwork would be all that good because I've torn both my ACLs. And although I'm fit otherwise, I just think like it's probably not in my best interest. But everyone has a price, you know, so maybe. You never know. Okay, I want a pawn here. Levy will be commentating. Oh, that makes sense. I thought Magnus was commentating. Maybe they're both doing it. Let's go e5. I kind of like this knight, so I'm not going to trade it for this bishop. We're going to prop it up in the center. Can your ACL heal? Unfortunately not if you tear it completely. A partial tear, I think you have some hope of that, yeah. But a complete tear, no. So I had to get them both replaced, which I would not recommend. Well, I would if you're in that situation, but I can't say it was a smooth thing. I think you can heal it with stem cells. I was reading a new article about ACL tears and how they're taking a different approach to them nowadays. So it might be possible with some stem cell, can't say that, type stuff. But I think it's pretty experimental still. I think in the article, I read it a couple months ago, but I think the article was describing how they can use like an animal ligament to like bridge the gap for your ligament for a short period of time in the hope that it like your own tissue regrows. But do not quote me on that. That sounds like very Frankensteinish. But I think it was something along those lines. Thanks, Alpha Red. Yeah. I don't need proper ACLs to play decent chess, fortunately. Levy said he was considering it in a recent video, wanted to have a game with Eric Rosen, chess boxing. Yeah, I just don't think that's a great matchup, right? Like Eric's he's too nice for that. And even though boxing is made in clashes, I just can't picture that in my head. Even though it is very good to have like good guy, bad guy in fights. Like the trash talk wouldn't feel real, the build up. What's up, K Kwanu? Okay, El Tigro's doing okay here since they blundered that pawn, but the clock is going to get the best of them. Reminder, once again, if you're going to challenge the 3-0. Everyone has been doing that, so thank you guys. It can be rated or casual, so this game is rated. That's totally fine. Okay, thank you, El Tigro. Much appreciated. Yeah, so right here, when I played knight c6, have to find some way to defend this pawn or maybe advance it to d5. I think bishop e3 is what I would do there. So it is tough to recover from losing that pawn. But thank you. I mean, especially for your rating, I thought you played a very good game. I mean, if you can play games where you only lose a pawn at the 1100, you're going to be much higher rated than 1100. So once again, thank you very much. All right, let's keep rolling along here. Jeremy, we played once before. Yeah, okay. Good luck to you. Eric can have a brutal trash talk game. He can say some brutal things, so nice and cavalier. That is true. That is true. All right, I'll play knight c3. I'm going to go for a Peart's transposition. Peart's defense. How did you tear your ACLs? I was playing basketball both times. Pick up basketball. The first one when I was 18, and the second one when I was 23. Interesting move here. I feel like that deserves some play in the center, so I'm going to do this. Look to open the middle, ASAP. Yeah, I think Amon and Lawrence is a good matchup as far as the trash talk. I agree. Because we know Lawrence loves to talk, and Amon also is a really entertaining guy, and he's fired up, I know, for this matchup too. So I completely agree with you. All right, I'm really looking at e6 here, folks. It's a typical sacrifice in this position, like e6, take bishop c4, something along those lines. Or bishop d3, maybe. Maybe bishop g3 makes sense too. Bishop d3, but then there's take. Bishop b5 is interesting. I'm not sure. There's a lot of options here. There's a lot of tempting moves in this position. You know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to play bishop b5. I'm going to try to induce something like this. If a6, I can take here or maybe even come back here. I don't know, though. That was an interesting moment. I'm not sure what the best move was. Hello, Anthony. Yes, we're back. We had a couple weeks break, but we are back. Should I take? Should I do it? You know, you guys know I like to play my sacrifices in Lichess plays, but I don't think that's a good one. I really don't. All right, let's play bishop g3. I'll show you afterwards what I didn't like about that. Oh, thank you, not YouTuber, by the way. I just see your comment. Am I going to play any thematic Lichess plays? Asked Jason. Everyone has to play a specific opening on either color. No plans to do that, although that's an interesting idea. All right, now black has to watch this rook in the corner because this is getting overloaded, right? Like I can take here now. Queen takes, I win the rook. So I think we're going to see this move. But then maybe something like knight d5 looks pretty good, attacking e7. Oh, I'll have to check out Amon's comments. Yeah, I have not seen that. All right, so black's trying to trap me in, but I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't think it's going to work. I can take now. I guess I do have to sack the queen. I missed that black has knight d6. So we're going to have to do this. Oh, maybe I should go here first, though. Let's do that. But I'm going to have 2 rooks and a minor piece for the queen. Greco's mate, thank you for subbing to the Lichess channel with Prime. Appreciate it. If you guys have Amazon Prime, you can sub to any channel. Ooh, that's not a good choice of queen move. Yeah, you can sub once per month if you have Amazon Prime to any channel you like. Take, black can sack the queen, I guess, so this might be a better move. Oh, very good, not YouTuber. Thanks for tuning in from India. Almost 1 a.m. for you. Love it. Love the dedication. Thank you, Jeremy, for the game. Yeah, interesting moment in the middle game. So b6, I think, is a little unusual in this position. It seemed to me that I should react to that in the center. So if we pop open the database here, c6, bishop g4, those are usually played. Knight c6, a little more centrally oriented. Yeah, so here's where I was debating what to do. I spent almost 45 seconds and played bishop b5. Was really torn here. Now, okay, so if I play bishop takes g5, let's say black goes here. This looks scary, right? But how do you guys think black is going to respond in this position? Black to move? How would you defend, especially given that this is on the table? I'll just pose that question to you real quick before we go on to the next game. Oh, hello, Chris. That's you, El Tigro. Oh, you played well. Yeah, you only gave up that 1 pawn. You played very well, again, especially for your rating. I think you're way higher than 1100, so keep it up. F6, I think this is dangerous, or maybe even knight e6. Knight e6 looks really good, too. Bishop h6 is interesting, although I think queen h5 still looks kind of concerning. This looks bad for black, right? But I was concerned about black taking here. Black taking here. It's a very calm, collected defense, but as soon as my queen lands here, then black can plop a knight on f6, attack the queen, defend h7. Right? And I was debating, like, can I take here? That opens up the attack here, but then black takes with this one, and there's a replacement knight at the ready. So let's see real quick if that validates my concern. Yes, d takes e5. Only good move for black. Everything else is excellent for white. So, you know, it's possible. It's one of these things. Like, it's possible black wouldn't find the best defense, but we can't bank on that. Right? We got to be professionals here, right? Even though none of us are, including myself. I mean, I am, but I'm not a professional player. But I still want to make professional decisions because, like you guys, I still want to get better. So even though it looks super passive for black, and optically, black is in need of defenders around their king, this motif is going to defend. So that's why I didn't go for that. All right, thanks for the game, Jeremy. On to the next opponent, VS Almeida. 1454. Let's play g3. I haven't played a flank opening for white yet. You're a professional Hope Chess player, says a youthful porpoise. Nice. Guten Abend, Kadir. Thank you for tuning in from Germany. Are you there, VS? I think not. Let's go on to the next opponent. Crooked Cade, you're up 1603. We still have a lot of challenges. Thank you all so much for challenging today on Lichess Plays. Someone was asking earlier, I did see your question, how to respond to d4, c5. Let's see what Crooked Cade does, and then I'll tell you what I think. c3, pretty good reply. Very solid reply. I think d5 is the best when we're looking at like a Benoni-ish position, most likely. But c3 is also very reasonable. C3 is completely fine, especially if you're angling for what white looks to be looking for, like a London system. Throughout your chess streaming journey, what are the most asked questions from your subscribers? I would say, when are you going to become a GM? Is definitely number one. Why is your username Fins? That's up there. We already answered that one on stream today. What else? Oh, the ever popular, why do you play on Lichess and not chess.com? Or vice versa, why do you play on chess.com and not Lichess? Depending upon which platform I'm streaming on at any given time. And my answer to that one is I play on both. I see no reason why someone shouldn't play on both. Are you married? Yeah, that one's also pretty common. People like to know my relationship status sometimes. Let's take here. Now, Crooked K does not have to fear this yet because they have knight c3. But I think that might be what it's a little leery of. Okay, good. Good decision. Let's go here now. Do you put chips on your sandwiches? Are you left-handed? I am not. I'm right-handed. I do know Eric Rosen is left-handed, though. Fun fact. All right. That reminds me. I mentioned this before, but Lichess, the mods out there, Lopare, No Joke Chess, I think we should make an option in Lichess. When I say we, I mean like Tebow mainly, and everyone else who's able to submit stuff to GitHub and give suggestions, because I have no technical knowledge whatsoever about programming. So when you're playing like first-person shooter games, like Counter-Strike or whatnot, and you can actually like switch the handedness of your weapon, I think that's really cool. I think you should be able to do that with the knights. Imagine if you could like flip the knights around in game. You could just I could just click it and it would just toggle side to side. I think that would be really cool. Just like a game where you can position your knights to your heart's desire. They should build that feature in. Maybe you could have a hotkey style thing. You hold down some letter on your keyboard and it does it. All right, I'm going in. Wish me luck. You can build that knight rotator. Nice. You should do that, Tien Con, if you have time. Which way do you point your knights OTB? That's a great question. I want to hear from you guys. Which way do you point them? I used to be a point the knights to the right player. They would always be pointed to the right no matter which side I was playing. But lately, I've started pointing them at a 45-degree angle towards the center. Forward towards the center. That's been a change maybe in the past, I don't know, 10 years or so for me. But I used to always point them to the right. Ooh, we got a lot of differing opinions. Wait, did I say to the right? Now, I have to think about it now. No, I should have said facing left. I always pointed them facing left. Previously. My apologies. Yeah. But now more towards the center, 45-degree angle. You know what gets you tagged as a psychopath? If you move like a knight to the edge of the board, like you play like knight h5 or something, and you adjust the knight to face away, to face like outward, Previously it was facing inward, and then you point it like away towards the side of the board, like it wants to escape. They're going to be taking your psychological profile if you do that. And the other piece too is the bishops. The bishops, I also, to this day, I think I always have them pointing left. Facing left, no wonder you aren't a GM yet. I know. That was probably a leak in my game for a long time. The equivalent of pouring milk on top of cereal. Oh, that was a rook. I should have taken that. I'm going to get another chance, though. What's my best discovery here? Let's just do this one. Take. Crooked Kate is pretty fast, but it's too much damage. Okay, thank you for the game. I think you were doing all right. I know I threw kind of an unusual opening at you. I think you were doing okay up until probably around here. I think Rook C1 is the way to go. Ooh, interesting though. So maybe you have compensation if you put your bishop on D6. This is what I was wondering. Yeah, okay, so if you go bishop D6, that interferes with my king castling, getting my king to safety. I could still try something like F5, but I think the computer is pricing in a lot of the compensation you have on the dark squares here. So it's saying your dark square bishop is worth a lot here, and actually you're better despite being down a pawn. It's not such an obvious assessment to make, but that does stand to reason, especially after the fact, because I think you just played a little too passive with your bishops here. They never really got any life going. So thanks for the game, Crooked Cade. Appreciate you challenging. Let's go on to Protein Shake. Another Lichess patron. Very good. 2204. Basid says, still waiting to get matched with you, John. Hopefully one day. We've played before, right? When a young dolphin dies, is it given a porpoise funeral? Is that a joke on a youthful porpoise's name? That's a clever one. It's given a porpoise send-off. I think this is all theory. 95? I don't know. This does allow knight b3. I probably shouldn't have played that. Okay, let's go here. Normally I take on d5. I kind of switched it up here against this Janowski variation. Usually I take here, but felt like playing something different. One time this is from Speedy Milk. One time my opponent turned his knights left. I don't think that happened, Speedy Milk. Just reading the rest of your comment. I got to call you on that. I mean, the turning your opponent's knights left part. That's another thing about OTB chess, right? Like you have sometimes like the battle of preferences. Should I take there or should I play knight takes c4? Kind of a close call here. I'm going to take here. I don't know about this decision, but we'll find out. One thing that always seems weird to me is when the bishops, you know, like the slot in the bishop, when that like faces forward, so the person like handling the bishops can't see it whatsoever. I always thought that was kind of odd. I need to like have some sort of profile view. Also, if it's like completely facing you, like it seems like it should be facing to the side. So both you and your opponent like get a profile view. But I see a lot of people seem to have no preference when it comes to that. I guess in a lot of chess sets, there is no slot. Which I'm forgetting the actual name of that part of the bishop. But you guys know what I mean. Knight b6, maybe? Knight b6 is the most ambitious move here. I will play it. We'll do it. It's kind of a weird position still. I'm not sure who's better here. If I can stabilize, I like my position slightly, but I'm a ways from getting my king castled, so I need to be careful. Whoa, e5. Okay, so black making a big play to destabilize my piece there. Let's go here. I want to keep this defended. Maybe bishop e3 is better. I'm not sure. This keeps it out of range a little bit. What is the etiquette when you reach out and turn your opponent's knight around? I can't speak for every player, but I would be kind of annoyed by that if the knight was centered on the square. And if it was clear that they were adjusting it just so the knight pointed in a different direction. That would be kind of weird. I'd think hey, what's this person doing? Was that really necessary? Now, if the knight is off-centered, then that's one thing. But if they if they just rotated it a different direction, that would be odd. Also, pro tip, if you guys are playing an over-the-board tournament at some point, you can adjust pieces. That's no problem. But don't do it on your opponent's time. And you have to call adjust. Like you should say j'adoube or adjust, depending upon what language you're or where you're at. J'adoube is the internationally recognized way to adjust. But just make sure you do it on your time and not your opponent's time. Can I say I adjust in Spanish? Probably if you're in a Spanish-speaking country, I'm sure. That's no problem. That's probably standard. All right. I still need to be careful. I'm up in exchange now, but black has some compensation. I'm going to try to hit him with knight d5, though. Knight d5 is my salvation here with the pin. You thought you were pinning me? No, I pin you. Oh, I've got a cool thing in mind. Rook takes d5. I think I can go here. I think I can do this. That's nice. And then queen takes. I'm going to pre-move this because I'm going to do it regardless. We're going to win the game. All right. Tricky one, Protein Shake. Very tricky. GG. Thank you very much. Good game, good game. Let's see if you had compensation. Maybe you were a little too eager to sack the exchange. Maybe after knight b6, you should play rook. Yeah, rook b8. And you're better. Probably because I'm underdeveloped. So I need a couple moves to get to safety. I wonder about this knight b3 move too. Again, I don't really like how I handled this opening. I think knight b3 might have been possible somewhere. Yeah, here. There's one game we're following where black won. Knight b3 does hit the rook and the pawn. So beware. This variation, this is a somewhat trendy variation within the past, I don't know, 5+ years or so. 5-7 years, something like that, where black is trying to delay development and actually play a useful move, which can prop up this and this. So I usually just take and play bishop f4 here, which is perfectly fine, or knight f3 or something. But beware, if you let that pawn linger, a6 is pretty helpful in preparing b5 in a lot of cases. That's why I played a4, trying to stop it, but that has its own issues, like the knight coming here. What about towards the end? Do you have compensation, or is this knight d5 move? Yeah, knight d5. Guys, alignments are so important in chess. I cannot stress this enough. Of all the tactical signals that I would want to have an awareness of at all times in chess, alignment, I think, is the most important one to me. I mean, there's many important tactical signals, king safety, knight fork distance, but alignment is an enormous signal. So meaning your piece is lined up with enemy pieces along the same rank, file, diagonal, or vice versa. Your enemy piece is lined up with yours that you have to watch out for defensively. Because black was trying to capitalize here, right? If I don't have knight d5, this could be trouble. Yeah, I have some other moves, fortunately, but knight d5 blocks the alignment here with the rook and introduces my own alignment down the file, and that's why I had this whole pin sequence that ended up working. Bishop takes h7, and then queen takes, and if this goes on, I'm up material. I'm up 2 exchanges in the end. Very good game, Protein Shake. Good game. That's Through Gambit. Good luck to you. Let's play knight c3, the Van Geet opening. Sobol says, make sure you to hit the clock with sufficient force to actually damage it and require a replacement. It's important to establish dominance early. Morphe's Law was asking, are you there, Thessaru Gambit? We've got a couple games. I know you're a frequent viewer. Okay, I think we're going to have to go on. Oh, no. All right, good luck. Let's play knight f3. Morphe's Law said, how about the act of capturing the pieces? One guy I played would smack my captured pieces down on the table, found it insufferable. Yeah, that would be annoying. I definitely agree that would be annoying. Okay, weird position here. It's like an e4 opening, but I haven't committed to e4 yet. So I'm going to attack this and this. Best move, probably bishop f8. Probably going all the way back, because now I'm going to win a pawn. Oh, a couple of people on YouTube talking about castling. Like, what's the procedure there? Yes, if you're going to castle, make sure you touch your king first. Move your king over 2 squares and then bring the rook behind. That's the cleanest way to do it. You could technically touch the king and the rook at the same time to indicate that you're castling, but that's kind of an awkward maneuver. Your hands are going to get crossed, right? And just to avoid someone like calling something on you, you should touch the king first. If you touch the rook first, your opponent can insist that you play a rook move. Let's go here. This looks kind of annoying. Yeah, there was an incident with Nepo and Hikaru, right? Where Hikaru castled. Yes, with both hands or something, Artie Beer, or did he touch the rook first? That was a big scandal at the time, which it's kind of hilarious. That was many years ago now. That scandal seems so insignificant compared to the current scandals in chess. Like, the drama has really blown up in recent years. Well, maybe in recent weeks. I yell like in tennis every time I make a move. Is that okay? Yeah, you just like grunt every time you move a piece. That would be something to see. Oh, this is a weird rook trap. It can't escape to e8 or e5. It's blocked by its own knights. It could go to e6, but bishop takes. All right, I'll take you. That would make for a good comedy sketch, I think, right? Like 2 grunting chess players. I could imagine that on some like, yeah, comedy show. And everyone else in the tournament hall is like looking at them weird. We'll attack this pawn. I'm trying to get b3, bishop a3 in. I think that's just kind of a nice operation. Some of the more annoying types of over-the-board personalities, though, are, the players who, like, are constantly removing invisible specks from the board of, like, lint and stuff. They're, like, touching these squares. They're not touching the pieces so much. Like, they're taking one finger and they're going, and they're, like, flicking away this lint. And you're looking at the square. You're like, was anything actually there? Or is that just a nervous tick of yours? Like, I don't think that anything was actually on that square. Those players are very irritating. It's just a chronic thing for them. Shane Lafort says, I do that, not going to lie. Of course, the frequent coffers are a big annoyance as well. If you've ever played chess in a big tournament hall, it's remarkable how many people are coughing and just making these small noises. Like, it's crazy. Because a lot of people's nervous tics is to cough or make some sort of like slight noise. That's Through Gambit. Thank you for the game. Appreciate it. Yeah, so I think bishop d6 is already kind of a little bit of an awkward move. I think you should go knight c6, maybe d6. Putting the bishop in front of one of your center pawns like that, generally not advised. Like here, I think you have to play bishop f8. I think that's pretty much the only move. But counterintuitive move to play, right? On developing the bishop. But too important. You got to defend g7, got to defend here. Thanks for the game. Alpha Red says, funny thing is I'm coughing right now as you're talking about it. I will say there is a streamer that you guys will know who, when he was younger, had a chronic habit of coughing during games when it clearly was not a medical condition. I'm not going to out them. You guys will have to use your imagination. But it was a well-known tick, and he stopped at some point, and I'm pretty sure he stopped because someone like made him aware of it and how annoying it was. It was a male chess streamer that you guys will be aware of. That's all I'm going to say. It's no big deal, but it's honestly a common thing. I see that all the time. The coughing in particular. I'm just looking at the YouTube chat. I have no idea what you guys are talking about on YouTube. This game is for babies. Interesting. All right. Let's play. I really like my position here. I feel like I have some great pressure on the dark squares. I'm looking for some tactical shot here. I want to get my bishop in somehow. Let's go here. Maybe check. It was me. I cough. I like how someone in the chat, first time chatter, says Jonathan Schrantz. No, it was not Jonathan Schrantz. I'll tell you that. Did you ever hear about the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire cheating scandal? It involves certain people in the audience coughing at specific times to indicate the answers. Wild stuff. Yes, I watched a documentary on that. That was a big thing in the UK, wasn't it? It was like the English version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. What was the name of one of the guys who was involved in that? Like the Colonel or something? That was hilarious, actually, that they thought they could get away with that. Major, yes. Thank you, Pagan Poem. Pretty funny that they thought that they could pull that off and no one would notice. They talk about in that documentary how the producers were even skeptical, like, as it was happening. Have you ever slurped your coffee while playing, John? Unfortunately, I probably have, but I don't make a habit of it. No. Okay, I'm threatening mate in 1, and my opponent did not defend against that. Thank you for the game. GG. Yeah, this was a tough position after you lose your dark square bishop, quite honestly. So we played a variation that ends up looking a lot like a French, right? So it started life as a d4 knight c3 opening. I was thinking about going Jobava. But then with e4, had black play d5, we're transposing to a French. Even as played, this was kind of like a winnower type position, but you got to be very careful on the dark squares in this type of position. So I think already here, yeah, probably bishop takes c3. Winnower style would be your best chance. Just try to block it up a little bit more. Despite the funky pawn structure, I think white's almost winning after this happens because of how bad your position is on the dark squares. King's also a little inconvenienced, although that's kind of expected for this line. Queen c7, though, at least that would put some pressure here and here. The engine says castles, or even queen g3. How does that work? Queen g3, allow queen takes c3? Oh, is it going to be because I have like bishop h6 at the end? Let's see that real quick. Okay, zero chance I would have done this, but okay, so if here, yeah, bishop h6 is winning. I would never, ever have played that, but yeah, queen c7, I think that's probably the only way you can try to create some problems and try to compensate for the lack of a dark square bishop. Thanks for the game. Let's keep rolling here. Nature, you're up. Frequent viewer Nature. Oh, Basid is waiting for my ICC streams, like the good old days. Yes, I recorded on ICC a lot back in the day. I still occasionally stream on there, although it's been a while. Okay, let's play a hyper-accelerated dragon. Okay, now c3. So this is a delayed Alapin. I think I should go d5 here. No. I go here first, then take, and then d5. That's the way to do it. Oh, but bishop e2. Okay, I haven't seen that one before. Let's go here. Oh, well, thank you, Morphy's Law. Has there ever been a time where frustration got the better of you and you acted out in some way? I mean, certainly. I don't think any competitive person at a high level in something hasn't had moments like that. Cohesion said, there was a situation in some big open tournament where two games followed exactly the same moves up to move 20 or something. One of the players involved was Shirov and was perfectly legal, of course. Yeah, I remember that. That was at like the Isle of Man tournament or something, wasn't it? I think it was in a Sveshnikov. I think Luke McShane was in one of the games too. It was just like a coincidence. Two games near each other where possibly right next to each other. Had like exactly the same opening for many moves until one player deviated. There's also a famous incident in chess history where I think it was like the Soviet Union versus Argentina in an Olympiad had like the same opening on multiple boards. And the Argentinian players had prepared a certain line in the Najdorf. It was supposed to be a surprise. And the Soviet players like basically refuted it at the board. Exactly, Cohesion. Yes, it was not an accident. That was prep. And those games also deviated at some point, and I think the Soviet players won both games with white. Yes, the Gothenburg variation. Yes, the Gothenburg. That's right. It's with that H6 G5 type thing. I wonder what the theoretical status of that line is these days. I remember looking at that a long time ago. I had a game in that one time in a state championship here. I was on the white side. And I won the game, but I remember not being super certain about the theory at the time. Yeah, I want to say 3 games as well, but how would that work? Because isn't it usually on 4 boards? So it would be like 2 games that they would have with white. Could be more, I guess, but that would entail playing it from the other color for one of the players. Maybe they played on more boards back then. Okay, I could try to win a pawn here, but that would be a disaster because nature would get in knight g5. And I would be losing. So I think I'm going to allow the trade on g7. Just play something solid here. Yeah, let's just go like rook d8. That's right, Artie Bear. Okay, so queen e5. So if I take here, there's some small issues with that. I think f6 is pretty okay here. Yeah, I guess I'll go f6. I'm not in love with this move. It creates a weird structure, the inverted bathtub. But I think it's all right. I do need to be somewhat careful. Let's see if nature blunders queen takes e7. I don't. Oh, that was close. I was going to say, I don't think nature's going to blunder it. I'd be okay with the trade here. This endgame favors me. And now let's take with the rook. Geary said that the Gothenburg isn't playable, but the motif appears a lot in the Najdorf. Yeah, I kind of have a feeling that's the case, that it's like been more or less refuted. It's a very sharp tactical line. It's very specific. I know there's some forcing lines that lead to a draw there, but it's possible it's been refuted now. It's in the bishop g5 Najdorf, for those who are curious. So I'm trying to move this knight at some point and win this pawn. Have I ever suspected someone of cheating OTB? Well, I have a game I played against this guy, Eugene Varshavsky. I actually wrote a blog post about it on chess.com where this guy got kicked out. I'm not going to recount the whole story, but it was the World Open in 2006, I think. Very famous incident this particular player. Yes, the man in the hat who was playing with a bucket hat that covered his ears, who, while he never got caught red-handed, almost certainly cheated and later got busted in a Sudoku tournament for cheating in that too. I won't go into all the details again. You can read about it. It's quite a long saga, but he beat several masters and a grandmaster in that tournament, despite being a relatively unknown 2200 rated player. Yes, cheating in Sudoku. I can't believe it as well sometimes. This is not a draw at the end, is it? Guess not. Could have played King E6. Okay, thanks for the game, Nature. Yeah, I think you put up pretty good resistance. Probably should avoid a queen trade. I think you did a good job of being annoying. But the queen trade, I think, solidifies Black's advantage. Yeah, every move the engine wants to play keeps the queens on board. Because I feel like this is probably technically losing for you. Too many weaknesses here. You don't have much to attack. E7's like mildly weak, but too easy for me to cover that. So thanks for the game. Tough one. Always appreciate you tuning in. Okay, Whitmire's up next. 1956. Let's go. I'll play Nimzo Larson. Sunjump says, at that point, you need to reevaluate your life choices. But I will say, so you guys were asking, like, have I ever suspected someone of cheating? I didn't suspect that guy so much during the game. I was surprised by how well this player who was unknown was playing, especially for his age. I mean, he was like a middle-aged guy, and I was an up-and-coming junior. I was much higher rated at the time, too. I think I was an FM at the time. I might have been an IM, actually. I might have just got my IM title. No, I think I was an FM. But at any rate, the only thing that was weird, and I talk about this in the blog post, so this guy, when I played him, I could tell when he was writing his moves. So you know how you have to record your moves when you're playing over the board? He was looking at the letters and numbers in figuring out what to record, right? So he was like, when I would make a move, he'd almost like point. Like you could tell like where his eyes were going, that he was in need of the number and letter assistance to write the moves down. Which, you know, I'm not going to claim no one at that level ever needs to do. Maybe someone is like dyslexic or something, or they just like the convenience of it. But that's very rare. Like once you're past a certain level in chess, you almost never need to remind yourself like what a square is, especially in a classical game. Like you've written those numbers and letters a million times, those moves. So like that was the only odd thing I noticed during the game, other than the fact that he was playing really well and was like outplaying me down a pawn too. In a line where coincidentally, what engine was it that was big at the time? Shredder, I think, was one of the top engines at the time. A line that coincidentally Shredder really liked for Black. Yeah, good game, Nature. That was good. No, you did hang on for quite a while. Let's go here. Now Whitmire needs to take. That's the only move. Otherwise, they will lose a piece. Yeah, it had to take there to get rid of that. Do not take this way. You're going to lose your bishop. Okay, takes there. Now, do I insert this? Seems a little greedy. Take e4, take. I think I'm just going to take back. I'd rather play this position, just getting the extra piece here. Let's do this one. So if I take, and I hit the knight. I think I can do that. I think my knight will escape. How can someone improve reading chess notation for smaller rated players? I like how you described a lower rated person as a smaller rated player. I should start doing that. That's really cute. A smaller rated player. You know, you can play some practice games on your own, even if you're predominantly an online player. You can play some practice games and try to record the moves yourself. I don't have any great suggestions. There are coordinate trainers you can use. There is a Lichess coordinate trainer, which Lopare just linked. quite conveniently. Thank you, Lopari. But I think just playing some longer games where you have a chance to write them, you're going to figure it out pretty quickly. Oh, thank you, Bradley, by the way. Appreciate that. John, how was Magnus in person when you worked with him? Ooh, fork alert. Magnus in person is almost identical to what you see in the interviews and, all his recorded stuff. I know that's kind of a boring answer, but he's very straight up. Now, in fairness, I haven't spent a lot of time with him outside of like a professional setting. Like I was always doing an interview or recording content with him for Chessable. But yeah, he was very professional, very straightforward, doesn't mince words. He's a nice guy. He's nice, but I would just say the biggest thing about Magnus is that he's direct. He's direct. Thank you, Whitmire, for the game. Appreciate it. So yeah, you lost that piece after I played. What was it? D5. Looks like I have maybe a modest advantage here, but it's mostly just due to the square control. I think it's otherwise nothing special. So had you gone bishop takes f5, pawn takes, and then I don't know, knight f8 maybe? Knight c5 also playable. This seems better for me because this bishop's pretty buried. It's nice to have a knight in this position versus the bishop, but you're very much in the game. Okay, thanks a lot. Amadi, 2241, good player here. We faced some tough ones today. Plays c4. Let's play... What shall I do? Okay, I'll go c6. This is my usual move here. It's kind of boring, but that's okay. Ooh, allows me to play d4. I will take that. Let's go here. If I go bishop d7, that drops the pawn. So no desire to do that. Am I walking into a prepared line? This might be bad for me. I mean, I can sack a pawn, I guess. Interesting. I haven't seen this way of playing before. But I'm curious what will happen. Well, let's go. Doesn't take it. So white wants to take this, but maintain a healthy structure in the process. All right, so I got to go here. So I really want to try to rescue this pawn. Oh. Yeah. Let's go here. I don't know what's happening. I'm probably worse here, guys. I got to be careful. I think this is prep. I think this is a line white knows about. I've never seen it. So I'm flying blind here. I got to stop this bishop from getting in the game. But that wins that pawn, doesn't it? Ooh, yeah, I'm in trouble here. I'm going to be down 2 pawns. We're going to need all our skills to get back in this game. To get back in the mix. Knight b4, take. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. All right, I'll try it, though. I need to speed up, too. I could have avoided playing d4, but then we'd probably have a transposition to an exchange Slav. I was trying to spice it up a little bit, but now I regret that decision. Okay, keeps queens on board. So let's go here. I need a blunder from my opponent. It's never fun when you need a blunder to get back in the game, but that's where we're at here. That is where we're at in this position. Now I got to go here, don't I? Otherwise, bishop b5. Trying to come up with some annoying ways to play this position that create some chances for me. Okay, well, at least white's delaying castling, so maybe I can whip something up here with this move. I don't know. Might be possible. Yeah, this is some nasty prep. Kind of an obscure line. But now I'm not going to forget this. Nasty prep, indeed. Okay, let's go. Thinking about bishop d6, maybe? Let's go bishop d6. Could play knight c4 too, but I think I'm going to handle it this way. Start firing against the king side. Temporarily, white's pieces are a little back, so although I'm worse here, probably significantly so, for a blitz game with no increment, I have some hope. We need a Scandi swindle, guys. Let's go here. This is so I can play queen d6 if white castles and threaten mate. I'm trying to weaken those pawns. Finally, white's starting to think a little bit. We like that. Let's go here. Okay, the knight is coming over. But is that salvation for white? Let's go here. Knight f4, I can play g5. Knight g3, maybe knight e4. White can play g3, but then once they make 2-pawn moves, that starts to get kind of weakening. It's probably the way to go for white, but it's weakening. For sure. I think I'll go right back here, actually, if my opponent does that. Okay, we've created some issues. Just a few issues here for white. Let's go h5. We need to use Harry. Okay, white's starting to lash out. I think white's really lost the thread here, because now my knight is strong too. h4 coming. Just push. Wait a minute. I can go knight e5 if I want. White's going to have to go back to d1 or b1. We have life, guys. Big time. Check here. Threat. Take. I think I'm winning. Oh. Take. Mate threat. It's winning. We got back in the game big time here. Yep, got to take. Now probably like here or something. This looks overwhelming. Mate threat. Queen d2 is ugh. Knight f3 now. Check. Whew. The knights. The knights got white in the end. I was bopping around with them. Also, white's king kind of got weakened. But very good prep. GG. I'm going to remember that line. Quite a creative idea. That's interesting that d4 is a mistake here. I never knew that. In fairness, I don't think I've ever had this position in a game I can remember. But I was like, I can go here. But d4 looks more interesting. Let's do it. And then check, which, again, if I put a piece here, white takes the pawn. So here. Thought about bishop d7, but that drops the pawn right away. Wow, queen f4 is good here, too. White played e3, also a good move. So I'm trying, if white takes, to kind of claim that I have compensation here, because the structure's somewhat weak. Wow, queen f4 though. That if white had blitzed out queen f4, I don't think I would have won this game. Because this looks nasty. Rook b8. Ugh. Get it away from me. No way. That's bad when your next best move's king d7 too. And it's not even that much worse than rook b8. Yeah, e5, knight takes e5. And if I take, double check. Sometimes you can give up the rook in the corner and be okay, but I think my king is too exposed here for this. This is a problem. All right, interesting game right there. Very good one. Challenging game. Thank you, Amadi. Let's see where it went wrong later. Looks like Amadi's doing okay. I mean, I felt like maybe around here, I would have castled right away here. I think castle and then figure out how you're going to unwind. But first of all, secure your king. Yeah, somewhere around here, white started 92 doesn't quite feel right either. It started getting tougher. White's pretty passive. And by the time I played knight c4, I felt like I was right back in the game. As much as we can expect here. Yep, 95. I played this pretty well. Check. Okay, 94 or H takes G3 our best here, but this was still looking pretty good. And we saw what happened. We crashed through here. Ooh, Rook C3 is made in 7. Okay, I don't mind what I did too, though. This looked pretty good as well. All right, thank you for the game. Very tough one. We still got a little time left here, guys. Tien Con, good luck to you. Okay, Tien Con is really fast. Has beaten me before. I've actually never defeated Tien Con. So I need to really be on the ball here. Another tough opponent. Good luck, Tien. That's right, not YouTuber. Yeah, my opponent was playing really well that last game. Had some good games today. Okay, we're playing a normal QGD. Let's take here. Pretty standard. Bishop D3. I do not want to get into time scramble against Tien Con. That's just my one goal. Avoid a time scramble. Did I lose a game today? No, not yet. There is still time, though. But I have not lost yet. Okay, let's castle. I think I'm going to bring this back. I like having my bishop here a little bit more in this position. Seems like it puts a bit more pressure on black's queen side. Pretty good piece there. All right. Let's take. And I might pull this bishop back to e2. Arguably, I should have put it there to begin with, but not too late. Let's go here now. We're going to break the pin. And on knight b6, maybe a4. This is a motif I'm aware of in this line. Try for a5. Probably induces black to play this, and then I can jump this knight up, which is annoying. At least I'll have that option. Yes, the hanging pawn structure. That is correct, Anton. This is the infamous hanging pawns. Shout out to Hanging Pawns, the YouTuber, which I haven't seen him in a while. I haven't looked at his stuff, but I think he's getting better. I think he's over 2,000 FIDE now. Ooh, and Tien Con missed my threat. That's a hard one to come back from because you're not even gonna get a pawn for it. Sometimes if you lose a piece like this, you can hope for some compensation, but yeah, it's tough. I guess I have 95 too if I want it. Should I do it now? Okay, so if I go here, I guess there's this move, in fairness. So let's play... Yeah, let's play this first. Hit the queen. Queen c8 seems pretty much forced here. I'm trying to figure out if I can avoid giving 2 minor pieces for the rook, although that should be still completely winning. Queen c8, knight takes g6, h takes g6. Yeah, I probably just have to allow it. Like bishop c7, rook takes b5. Let's take here. Could go knight c7. Do it this way, but that doesn't do a whole lot different. So yeah, we'll play like this. Take the pawn. So Tien Con found a good way to play it. I didn't think they would get any material for it. I actually thought my bishop would escape, but we're still up in exchange pretty cleanly here. Let's do this. Maybe prepare for this move. Can try like this. Some rerouting, perhaps. He wants queen takes b5. Okay, I think I'm all right with that. Let's not blunder bishop b4. We're going to go here. Okay. Just play a couple defensive moves. Maybe this coming. Try to trade a little bit. I'm way up on the clock here, so that's pretty helpful. But mainly just trying to destroy the last vestiges of counterplay. If here, I can take here. Oh, no, I can't actually because the queen will be defended. But all right, now I can take here. That should be lights out. Push the pawn. Thank you, Tien Con. You're always tough. I caught you with a little trap there. But you made it interesting even after that. But yeah, I think you got to go rook c8 or play a queen move or something here. But I think this type of position in general is pretty good for black. GG. Thanks for the game. Oh, yeah, Stepan. Stepan is 2056 FIDE now, says Jeremy. That's hanging pawns. Good to know. Yeah, good luck to him. Continued best wishes to him. Good luck, JC, as well. I sometimes like playing d6 against d4. You mean for white? Oh, did I say the other way around? Yeah, I think that position is tough for black. Good for white. Okay, now, this is a type of endgame I really like to play for black. I actually think black's already slightly better here, despite the king being in the center, because you play these moves which protect against the knights jumping in. I'm going to tuck my king on c7. Very hard for white to play with this pawn structure where you have this chronically weak d4 square. Also, b4 is kind of weak. Let's go here. Hide the king. And now I'll play knight a6. Could also play a5, but let's just bring the knight into the game first. Threaten to come in here, perhaps. I have a bunch of games on my personal channel with this system. This so-called English rat defense. Meraxi Unbound. Yeah. Meraxi Unbound. All right, so we're just getting the bishop pair. I should be a little careful here because I am behind in development. Let's go here. But if white tries to open this up, it could have negative consequences for white. Like, you don't want to play b5 here, blunder this pawn. Knight d5, that's creative too. Thing is, I don't have to take those. So if take, that's white's point. But I can move my king. So let's go here. And what will be my next move? Maybe just bishop e7 or something? a5 also reasonable. I'm just going to go bishop e7. I still think white should play c5. I think that's the way to go here. Try to put a piece on c4. Would be pretty decent. So if here's white going to play the rook back. All right, let's go this way. Maybe I should have played a5 earlier. I'm not sure, because I still think this c5 plan for white is pretty reasonable. Okay, so let's go here. We might just have a big trade. Some swaps. Try to break up these pawns now, I think. I've been doing okay with my time management this session, so that's paying off here once again. I got a big time edge. Always so important. Let's take with the bishop. I'll keep this aimed against this pawn. Okay, some trades. Look for this knight to maybe come back in the game at some point. That's my hope. Protect this. Let's go here. Looking for this. If knight f5, I'll play g6. Otherwise, we're just maneuvering. John got so much faster. Well, I was making a special point to try to stay ahead of you on the clock, Tien Con. I was telling chat. All right, now I'm starting to get an advantage, I think. Here, there's rook d3, and then the knight can come up. Okay, so can I win something here? I feel like I'm close to winning a pawn in this position. All right, I'm going to go here. I still think this is pretty good. Knight c4, bishop e7. I can also play knight d4. Let's go bishop e7. JC starting to speed up. F4. So if I take, I lose my knight. If I check, king f2. Maybe b5. Let's go b5. If knight a5, perhaps c5. Perhaps c5 is the way to play. Take, take. We're destabilizing this knight here. I'm looking for c4 as well. Push the pawn. Ooh, and that drops the knight. The knight perishes. And we get the fork anyways. Okay. All right, thanks for the game, JC. You might have been close to equalizing, but I admit this is a hard endgame for white to play if you haven't played it. Even if you have played it, I think just the weakness of d4, when there's not a corresponding weakness for black on d5, it's difficult to handle. So, yeah, thanks for the game. But I do think you were close to equalizing, somewhere in the middle game, maybe around here. Maybe you're even better. Computer says you're better. So maybe I misplayed it slightly. It says I should go here. I was trying to avoid these like knight d5 ideas you were setting up. But this was a good maneuver. c5, bishop c4, try to get rid of my bishop pair. But you had burned some time at this point. Thanks for the game. All right, let's keep going here. We've got about, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes left because we started a bit late. No shortcuts. Good luck to you. Hello, Yuho in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Yes, yeah, white did very well in that last game. Absolutely. All right, another one of these QGDs. I'll play bishop g5 this time. Okay. Normal stuff. We played this position already a couple times this stream. Pull this back. The QGD is the opening for World Championships. It's probably the one line that's been played more than any other line in the World Championship, although it hasn't featured much in recent World Championships. There's been more Petrovs, Spanishes, that sort of thing. But if you look historically, so many World Championship games in this opening. One match in particular, like the first Karpov-Kasparov match, or was it the second one? It's probably both, to be honest. Might have been the second one, actually. Just back and forth, like QGD, QGD for both colors. It was crazy. Anand Gelfand had loads of Slavs. Yeah, right. I remember that. Also, Anand beat Kramnik in a sharp line of the semi-Slav. Like that, I think it's called the Reynolds variation. That was a mainstay of their match when Anand won the World Championship. Wasn't Lasker Capablanca basically all QGDs? I don't specifically remember a lot of games from that match, but that sounds right, Gedzinsko. That does sound correct. Ooh, e5. Now, I think this is premature. So I'm going to take, and there's not enough defenders for one thing, so black's going to have to move this knight, and then d5 becomes weak. El Jochen Capablanca as well? Yeah, for sure. Kappa played just a ton of QGDs in general in his career. Trying to figure out if I can keep the pawn in some interesting way, but I'm not really seeing it. Keep the e5 pawn, that is. I still go up a pawn, but seems like maybe there was some better option. All right, maybe queen d6 I'm thinking about here. Let's do it. It allows a doubling of the pawns, but I kind of like this. Kind of like this option. Forces a queen trade. Pre-move this. Black really has little choice here, but to allow the swap of the queens. Cohesion says, I'm a e4 best by test guy myself, but I think 1d4 is harder to build on a serious repertoire, repertoire to build. That's interesting you say that. I would disagree. I would say the exact opposite, actually. I think d4 is much easier to pick up and play versus e4 for like a decent player. For a beginner, hard to say, but I feel like with d4, you have more control. And there are fewer ways black can like force you to play on their territory compared to e4 when you have to be ready for all different sorts of stuff. But opinions will vary. I see your comment, Nick. Just says Steelers suck. I like how nobody was talking about NFL, and Nick just chimes in with the NFL comment. That's just funny to me. Okay, no shortcuts has no time, but this position is looking pretty grim regardless. Down a pawn, facing an outposted knight. Still a lot of work to be done here for white, but we're on our way. Thank you for the game. So, yeah, you were doing okay. You were just in a slightly cramped position. I think this whole queen a5 thing, probably not quite appropriate here. That tends to be better if you already have your bishop on b4, like in a Cambridge Springs variation. So probably not the best option for you. Wow, computer hates queen d6. I didn't think it was that bad. Stockfish 14, but it disagrees. You gotta love the double question mark when you're still +2 after the move. But I was plus 4.2, so that halves my advantage, according to the computer. This is exactly what happened. And now it wants me to go queen g3. A little refinement. Queen g3 is clever because I can repair my structure in that way slightly. And take with the h-pawn. Because I'm hitting the bishop, also threatening knight f6. That's very clever. So, yeah, no shortcuts. Probably the e5 move is mostly to blame. That was a blunder. You're just not prepared for that pawn break. Probably should start trading and trying to gradually work this into the game. But it's kind of a cramped position, so I understand. Okay, folks, I think we are ready for our last game. And you know what time it is. Man, I have not played a blindfold game in 3 weeks since our last Lichess plays. So this will be interesting. As usual, you're just going to see a blank board here. It is not a bug. You are tuned into the correct stream. I'm accepting a random challenge. kcats 1826. If you want to see the pieces, go follow me on Lichess, FINS, or kcats you can also look at if you want to see it from my opponent's perspective. Let's go. Good luck, kcats. It's not a true blindfold game because I can see the moves, but I try to avoid that as much as possible. All right. Let's go knight c6. Playing a London system. This will be the last game of the day. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, big pleasure. Thank you for your patience with my slight technical issues at the start of the stream. I honestly, if you asked me 5 minutes past the stream whether I thought I'd be able to do Lichess plays today, I would say no, because I was still staring at a dark monitor where my mouse was moving, but that was it. But we recovered. We persevered. Turned off the power, and that did the trick for whatever reason. And we got 2 hours of action in today. So thank you guys so much. And as I said, I'm moving tomorrow. Next time you guys see me, I'll be in a new location. So mark your calendars for that momentous event. All right, pretty standard stuff going on here. I think I'm going to trade this knight. Take on e5. I'm going to move this back. My knight's under attack. Now, I am threatening to go here, am I not? So let's see. Ooh. G4 seems like it's lashing out a little bit. All right, so let's hit that queen. Take here. And then bishop here, of course. Hit the queen again. Okay, I'm liking this. I've got the bishop pair. Position's looking nice. How to play this? How to play this? I could try to open up the queen side, but I don't think... Or the king side, rather. Okay, I'm spending too much time. Let's go b5. I cannot fall behind on the clock here by too much. That's the kiss of death in these blindfold games. You just get crushed if that happens. So I got to keep the pace going. I just have a lot of interesting options I'm debating. Just not clear which one to go for. All right, let's step here. Knight's on d2. It's pivoting in. Okay, that's fine. Let's go here. Okay, now let's push. Knight d4. Okay, probably take. Takes with the pawn. How about bishop in now? Hit this rook. There's a pawn in the way, so white can't take. Rook b1. That hangs this. White blundered the long-range bishop move. Remember, I always tell you guys, watch the long-range bishop move. That's a huge blunder. Massive. Okay, completely winning now. But you never know. It's never easy. Okay, let's go here. Okay, f3, probably here now. Keep attacking that rook. Now this is blocked. Rook g2. We're going to go ahead and take this. Minute on my clock. Okay, still plenty of time. It's okay. Let's go here. Attack that knight. Yeah, here. Okay. Here. There's all sorts of pins going on, and we win. Yeah, white's pinned this way. I'm threatening this. I'm threatening rook takes e3. We're already up a rook. Whew. I was even hitting the rook on g2. I didn't see that, but I was mostly focused on that. All right. Still got it. Still got it. All right, yeah. So that blunder rook b1 was a pivotal moment in this game, of course. But I think I was better. I was really liking my position right around here anyways. But had white played rook d1, it's a fight for sure. Oh, was that you, TX mate? Thank you, kcats, for the game. Thank you, thank you. I got a 91%. Hey, look at that. We'll take it. 91%. So, yeah, pretty straightforward line that I played here against the London. Just this trade. Bring the pieces in. Nothing super special. I think g4, if I had to single out a move I didn't like for white, it was g4. I think white should play probably queen c2 right away, as the engine's indicating here, because that threatens this. I would have gone bishop g6. We could probably have a swap soon. Thank you, Airmail, for the game. And once again, thanks everyone for tuning into Lichess Plays. This is 2 hours of action against you guys. Casual or rated 3+0 blitz. It was a lot of fun, as always, after a few weeks hiatus due to the Fisher Random Championship qualifier. Check out Eric Rosen's coverage for that. It's on the Lichess channel, I think, if you missed it. And thanks again. Appreciate you guys tuning in on both YouTube and Twitch. Thank you, not YouTuber. I see your comment. I'll see you guys later. And like I said, I'm moving, but we'll probably pick up next week. I'll talk to No Joke, Lopare. Very likely I'll see you guys next Sunday. I know I'll be up and running by then. So take care. Have a great week, everyone. Be well. See you guys later. We're going to raid someone here too, I'm sure.